Today we're going to learn about the 4/4 time signature, also known as C. You'll sometimes see this, which means common time. So if you're playing your band music and you see a C there, that means the same thing as 4/4. They do that because it is so common, it just happens all the time. Time signatures, we need to know what they are. They appear at the beginning of a piece of music. They are made up of two numbers. The top number here indicates the number of beats per measure. The bottom number indicates which note will get one beat. So the bottom number, I want you to think of it as more of a symbol. When we say this, 4/4, what we really mean is 4, and you could draw this, quarter notes. 4 quarter notes per measure. What separates a measure? Bar lines do. So that means you could draw whatever rhythms you want within the measure, but it cannot be bigger than 4 quarter notes. Now if we had something that said 4/8, which is an actual time signature, although it's weird, that would actually be 4/8 notes in a measure. If we saw one that said 4/2, that would mean 4 half notes in a measure. Conversely, if we had something that said 2/4, then there would only be 2 quarter notes in a measure. In 4/4 time, there are 4 beats in each measure. The only one we need to worry about right now is 4/4 time. So that's this stuff. And we're going to be doing this for a long time in beginning band and intermediate band, all bands. We always do these. These are very basic beat rhythms. Of course, they get significantly harder by the time you're in advanced band, but this is what we're looking for now. Quarter note receives 1 beat, half note gets 2 beats, and a whole note looking like a circle gets 4 beats. Something very interesting you'll notice is the less stuff on it, the longer the duration, the longer it will last. So a whole note only has a circle and it's open, it's not filled in. A half note is going to be faster, so it has a circle, but we added a stem. And a quarter note is even faster, so it's filled in with a stem. For number 1, we're going to clap the rhythm while counting the beats out loud. And you're going to do it with something that we call subdivide, which means think eighth notes, E-I-G-H-T-H notes. And what we're really thinking is this. One and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. But we're going to perform it like this. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. Of course, for measure 2, we would keep our hands together. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. For measure 3, 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So each one of those gets 2 beats. The half note you'll notice here gets 2 beats, but it starts on beat 3. Think of it like Legos. We've got the big bar that we have to fill, the measure. And we have a half, and that adds up to 4. Even though it gets 2 beats, to perform it, it will start on beat 3. Same with quarter notes, and so forth. So if we do the whole thing from left to right, here's number 1. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and, 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and, 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Piece of cake. So we got that done. Number 2, write the counts below the notes and then clap the rhythm while counting the beats out loud. So in this case, these were provided for you and all you had to do was perform it. In band, a lot of times you're going to hear me say this, write the numbers under the measure. So for this first one, look suspiciously like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of those gets 1 beat of sound. This is 1, 2, and I'm going to do this. We're going to leave that blank because the way that we do it here in this band, and just understand that it gets 2. You just need to know where the next beat begins because when you subdivide, you will perform that like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's all I'm looking for, where the note begins or if you're a wind instrument where you would articulate, if you're a percussionist where you would hit. Next measure would then be 1, 2, 3, and of course it's going to last through 4. If you want, you could do a little dash here to show that it's continuing. Next measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, dash, 3, dash, and then 1, dash, dash, dash. So that's going to sustain for 4 full beats. Now, if I were to perform that, here's what it would sound like. And I'm going to perform it on a piano, and at the same time, I'm going to say the numbers. 1 and 2, and here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 you'll notice I stop the sound right after the "and" of beat 4. So it's a very specific duration that I'm looking for. And I hope you perform that with me. Number 3, because you're going to do a lot of those in band. Write 4/4 time signature after the clef. Piece of cake. We'll put a 4 here. And we do this little triangle top for a 4 at the top. Then write the count below the notes and then clap the rhythm while counting the beats out loud. So of course music is sound and time. In this case, we're in 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, this will carry. 1, 2, 3, this will carry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, that carries. 3, 4. Okay, and of course, instead of drawing 2 and 4, we're going to do this. And then 1, dash, dash, dash. And to clap and count it, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 you'll notice I kind of sung the notes here because the notes go up and the notes also come down. There you go. Number 4, write the 4/4 time signature after the clef. Let's do that before we forget it. Just like you did earlier with your clefs. Then write in the counts below the notes. And then here's the fun part. Draw the missing bar line. So I'm going to recommend this. Let's do the numbers first. 2, 3, 4, boom. 1, 2, 3, here would be 4. 1, 2, 3, here would be 4. 1, 2, 3, here would be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, dash, 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 which of course would be 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go back and add our bar lines. Notice I space it out. I don't want to put it way over here because that wouldn't look right. I want to show the duration. There you go. To perform it, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. That sounds familiar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and done. And you'll notice I kind of scroll across. This is exactly what the eyeballs do. So if I were to play this or sing it, do, 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 and so forth. Number 5, let's put a check here. Write in the count below the notes and add the missing bar lines. So the same as before. We already have our time signature here, so we don't need to do that. I'm going to push this up just a little. Same as we did before. 1, 2, dash, 4. And draw your bar line. 1, dash, that would be 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, oops. Dash, 4. Always after 4, because that's where the next measure begins. And you can do the rest on your own. done with that, put a check. And that is 4/4 time. So music is also sound, but it's also organized sound, so it is sound in time.